بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على المصطفى محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. I'll explain the beautiful SOAP library that used in Python and Jupyter to scraping data from the web pages in internet. First of all, we will install the PS4 library, and then we will use it to import the beautiful SOAP, and we'll give it an alien that we named BS, then import the pandas, and this library we will use it in the end of the work. Here we import important library that we will use it to get the URL of the site we will work on it. Here create a variable that assign the URL to it. This is the website we will scrubbing the data from it. If I press search jobs, it will give me all the jobs in they offers to the people who want a job, and it will have many pages. Okay, we first will work on one page, and then we can make instructions to import the data from other pages. Back to my file. So we put this URL here, and then we create a client-based request to get the URL, client URL open URL. This is the library, we use it here. Then we getting the HTML code of the full page. So HTML is a variable called client.read. This is the client, we use it here, client.read. Then we closing the request. I forget to execute the instructions. First we import, then we import this library, and then we have the URL. Then we made the client based on this URL. Then we read the HTML. Here we close. Then we will use the SOAP. The SOAP BS, we will give it the variable HTML and then parsing the HTML. If we show the result here, this is the HTML code behind the web page. It's the same code here. Okay. Now we will create a container that will find and use the SOAP function called find all, that will find the div tag with this class. What does this mean? This means we have here, if I inspect the element and I go to the first job effort, I see here, this is inspect element. Here we have the body, and then we go down to div, inside div, to reach this a tag. This a tag, it's mean a reference or a hypertext for URL. Here we find this tag is contained under an h2 tag, and the h2 is under a div. If we back here, we shall find this is the main div that contain all the card. We call this card in the web designing. So we shall work on this div. So the div here, and this is the class. This is the div, and this is the class. We take it, copy and paste it here. So we will have all the tags inside, all these tags inside this main div. Control Enter. So if we get the length of this containers, we will find it's 15. What does this mean? This means if we count these cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it takes all the cards here by using this function find all from this div and find all the divs with this class name. So here, if we close this, we have all these divs with the same name class for each of them, because it's generated automatically by the code behind the page. So because they have the same class name, so we told the soup library to bring us a div with this class name. Okay, we go now. So it's give us a 15 card or 15 div have the same class name. Now I can show the first div indexed by 0 have all this behind code, and from the first element I will give the div and get the h2. This is the h2 is the name of the job, so this is the h2. This is the h2 and this is its a class. Then I'll bring its text product manager. We create a variable called job title to have the containers first index and give the div h2 text. Okay, it will give me the product manager. Then find all the values in this container, so we give it the h2 and the class. We see it's the same class for each h2 in the HTML code. Product manager, it's the same. Here we will get the company name. This is the company name, and here we will have the job title type. Full-time, we see it's full-time job title. By the same way, we have the we change the tag from h2 to a. Then it's the anchor that lead to a hyperlink. We give it its a class. Then we have the span that have this class with the span means the job type of job. Its tag is a anchor, and its class is this code, and we copy it to our code here. So we have h2 tag and a and span, and everyone have its own class, and we find all this kind of a and in the same class. Here we get the job type at full-time. It's give me the text with full-time as we show in the website. Now we will bring them all together. First, we need to create a file of extension CSV to bring all data from the website and save it in this file. So we create the file in this path. Then we shall use a for loop to loop on all these cards in the web page. This is the container in containers. The containers is our first container here that we create. So we will take the job title, the company name, and the job type by using the find all with capital A function and give it the h2 as the first tag, and it will give me the job title, and the anchor will give me the company name, and the span will give me job type. Each one have its own class. After we get the value, we take its text and strip. Strip will remove any blanks before and after the text if it's found. It's give me all the values in the job title. Control Enter. It's give me the job title, the the company name, and the type of job for each 15 value, or for each 15 card in the website. Now I'll save these values into our file that we create above. First, we can show the values in another shape. Okay, this is like when it will be saved in the CSV file. Now we will save all the values in our file. First, we will write the values to our file, and then we must close the file. Okay, it's now ready. Now we can go here and see this is the file we create. We can show it, and this is the values saved in the file, separated by a comma. Now I can use the pandas to read the file. This is the file at the end and organized as a data frame. This is the job title, this is the company column or attribute, and this is the job type. Now we can execute or implement the functions and instructions of the data frame, like info. It's give me the columns, job title, company name, job type. Each column will have 15 value. We don't have a null value, so it is 15 by 15 by 15, and the type is objects. That's all about our tutorial. That's explain some of the benefits and the strong instructions of Beautiful Soup library. Thank you for listening.